Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
You turn the time circuits on.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Time won't give me time. Gotta get back in time. Time after time.
This is where the past comes alive. Decades with Joe E. Kramer starts now.
All right, here we go. It's another Saturday night, another edition of Decades on your radio, online, everywhere. Decades with JoeEKramer.com, the Radio Bold app to your iPhone or Android device. It is absolutely free. We're on Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, 105 The River.net, so many places. There's no excuse not to be listening to the only live radio show on a Saturday night, and that is a fact. 8-track classic flashback and 2 hours of Hairspray at 8 coming up with the bars. Kick it off from The Last Dragon, one of my favorite movies. Rhythm of the night. This is Decades on the River.
When it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness has got you going crazy, it's time to get out. Step out into the street where all of the action is right there at your feet. Well, I know a place where we can dance the whole night away underneath the electric stars. Just come with me and we can shake it loose right away. You'll be doing fine once the music starts. Oh, to the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the words on your mind. You can leave them all behind. To the beat of the rhythm of the night. Oh, the rhythm of the night. Oh, yeah. Look out on the street now, the party's just beginning. The music's playing, a celebration starting under the street lights. The scene is being set, a night for romance, a night you won't forget. So come join the fun, this ain't no time to be staying home. Ooh, there's too much going on. Oh, tonight is gonna be a night like you never know. We're gonna have a good time the whole night long. Oh, to the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all behind. To the beat of the rhythm of the night. Oh, the rhythm of the night. Oh. Come join the fun, this ain't no time to be staying home. Ooh, there's too much going on. Oh, tonight is gonna be a night like you never know. We're gonna have a good time the whole night long. To the beat of the rhythm of the night, dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all behind. Dance until the morning light. Oh, to the beat of the rhythm of the night. Oh, forget about the worries on your mind. To the beat of the rhythm of the night. Forget about the worries on your mind.
on air, online, and on your mobile device. Decades is everywhere.
Hi,
everywhere.
This is Neil Dowdy of
everywhere.
Speedwagon,
Everywhere.
and you're listening to Decades with Joey Kramer.
You should have seen by the look in my eyes, baby. There was something missing. You should have known by the tone of my voice, maybe, but you didn't listen. You played dead, but you never played. Instead you lay still in the grass, or coiled up in his sand. And though I know all about those men, still I don't remember. 'Cause it was us, baby, way before then, and we're still together. And I meant every word I said when I said that I love you. I meant that I love you forever. And I'm gonna keep on loving you, 'cause it's the only thing I wanna do. I don't wanna sleep, I just wanna keep on loving you. And I meant every word I said when I said that I love you. I meant that I love you forever. And I'm gonna keep on loving you, 'cause it's the only thing I wanna do. I don't wanna sleep, I just wanna keep on loving you. Baby, I'm gonna keep on loving you, 'cause it's the only thing I wanna do. I don't wanna sleep, I just wanna keep on loving you.
All of that doesn't take you back to the 80s. Nothing will. Keep on loving you. Probably the biggest makeout song of the decade. Right here on Decades.
Joey Kramer. Joey Kramer. Turn it up. This is
And from the
Decades.
80s, we crashed into the 90s. It was the decade of the overproduced dances. We loved it, though. Like this band, Captain Hollywood Project from 92. More and more on Decades.
More and more and more. I don't know where we're going to. More and more and more. There's so much we don't wanna do. 'Cause we lie, we cheat, and we run from each and every part of it. Yes, we lie, we cheat, and we hurt till somebody's in despair.
Decades with Joe E. Kramer and another lost track from the 80s.
Okay, what is it tonight? At least just tell me what the hell is wrong. Do you wanna eat? Do you wanna sleep? Do you wanna drown? Just settle down, settle down, settle down. I'll give you candy, give you diamonds, give you pills, give you anything you want. $100 bills. I'll even let you watch the shows you wanna see. Just marry me, marry me, marry me. I'm so sick of you tonight. You never stay awake when I get home. Is something wrong with me? Something wrong with you? I really wish I knew, wish I knew, wish I knew. I'll give you candy, give you diamonds, give you pills. I'll give you anything you want. $100 bills. I'll even let you watch the shows you wanna see because you married me, married me, married me. Married me, married me, married me. I was young, I learned a game, and love and happiness were the same. Now I'm older and I don't play. I found out the hardest way. I got wasted, she got mad, called me names and she called her dad. He got crazy and I did too. Wondered what I did to you. I gave you candy, gave you diamonds, gave you pills. I'll give you anything you want. $100 bills. I even let you hear the songs I wanna sing. I'll give you anything, anything, anything. I'll give you anything, anything, anything. I'll give you anything, anything, anything.
Originally out of New Jersey, believe it or not. They have that alternative sound, but they were just good old Jersey boys. Dramarama. Anything, anything, right here on Decades. 1988, by the way. Still together. And John Easdale, still the lead singer, with various incarnations of who's behind them, but Dramarama. Hard to believe that was, 31 years ago that song was out. Anything, anything, right here on Decades. All right, tonight we have 2 hours of Hairspray at 8. What's better than 1 hour of Hairspray at 8? Of course, 2 hours of Hairspray at 8. And Rex Havoc will be up here joining me for the 2-hour celebration of hair metal. That'll start at 8 o'clock. You do not want to miss that. Next Saturday night, the 23rd, which is the week before Thanksgiving, before we officially kick off the Christmas season. John Parr will be with us in the Decades Artist Spotlight. Do not want to miss that. So John Parr will be with us next Saturday, and then our next one will be with Johnny Mathis for Christmas. So a lot of stuff going on. We'll have Tom Kiefer. We're going to have Michael Sweet all as we head into the new year. But John Parr coming up next Saturday night. Do not want to miss it. We got a lot to talk about tonight. How about a new Walkman out by Sony? We'll talk about that. The Disney Plus that's out with all those old Disney movies. Well, not all of them, but most of them are there. That and more. Of course, music. What do you want to hear? Whitney Houston, Pearl Jam, Bryan Adams, and we are going to do an 8-track classic flashback, sort of a sad anniversary from 1975. Shadow always talks about it, so I gotta play the song. We'll do that for the 8-track classic flashback right here at Decades on the River, 105 and 103.5 around the world. Decades with JoeEKramer.com and the Radio Bold app for your iPhone or Android device. More Decades coming up. 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
And do not attempt to change the frequency.
Changing channels is not only foolhardy, but also extremely dangerous.
We know. That's what everybody says.
So I don't believe you ought to try it.
Now, back to the music. This is Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
Clock strikes upon the
It's Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
The biggest hits forever.
Rolling 5 full hours of retro radio. Joe E. Kramer here. It is Decades. Mike McCready of Pearl Jam. He did the soundtrack for the biop of Elvis Presley in 2018. Now, The Gift from Johnny Cash is going to be on YouTube, and he is doing the soundtrack for that also. So very busy. And, of course, this stuff with Pearl Jam. 1991 Alive. This is Decades on the River, 105 and 103.5.
So, she said, have I got a little story for you? What you thought was your daddy was nothing but a while you were sitting home alone at age 13. Your real lady was dying. Sorry you didn't see him, but I'm glad we talked. Oh, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Oh, she walked slowly across a young man's room. She said, I'm ready for you. Why, I can't remember anything to this very day except the love. Go, you know where. Now I can see. I just stare. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. Is something wrong, she said. Of course there is. You're still alive, she said. Oh, do I deserve to be? Is that the question? And if so, when I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive.
the hits. The Master Blaster. This is Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
Decades, it's Joey Kramer. I didn't expect that song to end that quick. Back in time, Huey Lewis. Back on the road, too. It's good to hear. Bryan Adams. Diana, about Princess Diana. Right here. It's Decades on the River.
Die for you, please let me in. Diana.
Joe E. Kramer gives you this week's 8-track classic flashback.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and the wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. Later that night when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. And the iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered. In a musty old hall in Detroit, they prayed in the Maritime Sailors Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
It is the 8-track classic Flashback, the legendary Gordon Lightfoot. And the wreck of the Emerald Fitzgerald went to number 2 in 1976, almost a year after the sinking. It went down, Lost in a Storm is the official reason, November 10th, 1975, with all 29 souls. And 44 years ago, just last week or so. That was a Shadow Steel favorite. Every week, he made people love that song. There's no doubt. We got to get Shadow back on the show soon. He's a big wheeler and dealer now, so harder to book him. All right, we have 2 hours of Hairspray at 8 coming up next. Don't want to go anywhere. That is 2 hours. That means we got Kiss, we got Motley Crue, we got Faster Pussycat, and a whole lot more. It's 2 hours of Hairspray at 8 kicks off next right here. This is Decades on the River 105 and 103.5 around the world. Decades with JoeECramer.com. The Radio Bold app for your iPhone or Android device. Apple CarPlay. Android Auto. Alexa, you name it, we're there. More Decades coming up. Hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
It's 8 o'clock.
This is Ted Poley of Danger Danger.
This is Lorraine Lewis for the band Femme Fatale.
Hey, this is Kelly Kagan from Night Ranger.
And I am on Decades with Joey Kramer.
You're listening to Joe E. Kramer, Decades. And you're rocking Decades with my buddy Joey Kramer.
This is where the past comes alive. Hairspray at 8 starts now.
So we're here with Mexican refugee.
Hola, gringos.
So I started my GoFundMe page. She's going to be here, and then are you coming on New Year's Eve, or are you going to be
here? I can't wait for New Year's Eve, man. Where else can we play Elvis and Bruno Mars
I'm just wondering.
back to back?
I got my GoFundMe page all set up and ready to go, so just a matter of time.
Oh, Lord. Are you starting with this? Really?
Yep, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, His Highness
What are you
of
gonna do without me around?
the Guru of Glam, the Master of Metal, the Immortal and Immoral Rex Havoc!
This is Hairspray at 8.
I'll make a recording of it, and you can take it with you.
I have a recording of
So
it
when
somewhere.
the cartel comes to take you away, you can write it for them. And it starts with a bang. How about that?
Yeah.
Good thing is Motley Crue's getting back together.
I heard that.
Motley Crue, Poison, and Def Leppard on tour.
I'm not sure how much I believe that.
I'm just saying, as long as Nikki, Tommy Lee has to get clean, and someone has to lose some weight, I guess.
Make it feel like yesterday did. Seasons must change, separate paths, separate ways. If we blame it on anything, let's blame it on the rain. I knew it all along. I'd have to write turn the page. My friends called today, down from LA. They were shooting pool all night, sleeping half of the day. They said I could crash if I could find my own way. I told them you leave in a bus to go away. That's alright, that's okay. We were two kids in love, trying to find a way. That's alright, that's okay. Held our dreams in our hands, let life run away. That's alright, now that's okay. We were walking through some youth, smiling through the pain. That's alright, let's turn the page. And remember what I say, girl, and go dance away. Yeah, girl, don't go away mad. Girl, just go away. Girl, don't go away mad. Now, girl, just go away. Here we go. Don't go away now. I don't want you to stay. Come on, girl. Come on, baby. I said one more time. Girl, don't go away now. Don't want you to stay. Just go away. I know you. Girl, don't go away now. Girl, just go away. Girl, don't go away now. Don't you cry out. Girl, just go away. Yeah, I said, girl, don't go away mad. Girl, just go away. Now, I said, girl, don't go away mad. Girl, just go away. Yeah, girl, don't go away mad. Wow, girl, just go
How high was your hair? This is Hairspray at 8. This is Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
Michael Wilson from Queensway, and you're listening to Decades with Joe Kramer.
Till the
Michael Wilton, and you're listening to Soulbender on Decades with Joe Kramer.
Remember that band Soulbender?
No.
Yeah,
Is
he
that
was
like Airbender, like the last Airbender?
Well, he was in Soulbender.
Are they the last Soulbender? Wasn't there a wrestler called Soulbender?
I have no idea. Yeah. I haven't watched wrestling in years.
No, you wouldn't know this guy anyway. He was somewhere like in the Memphis area. But he was like the Soul.
It was Michael. What is it? Michael Wilton. That guy's name from Queensryche.
Oh, okay, sure.
I had him on the show. I don't know.
No,
it was a one. Now I've got
Dude,
to
nobody.
Now
I've got to look
because you come into the studio ill prepared.
Nobody.
And then you want when I'm asking you questions, you have no idea.
Nobody can name
because
people
you're too worried about going with the.
You're more.
I'm
you're
looking
more
it
into
up.
me going to Mexico than I am
right
about me worrying
Michael,
about going to
Michael Wilton, yes, that's who I had on the show. And he was in a group called Soulbender.
Let me tell you something about Queensryche.
Oh, there we go.
If they're not named Jeff Tate, nobody can tell you the name of anybody in Queensryche who's not actually in Queensryche.
What? Did you say something?
Yes, I did. They heard me. Maybe you should learn to pay attention.
Well, who cares? He's not in the band anymore, so.
Whatever. Then it's just a bunch of nameless jerks playing.
Now we're going to say that. Now we're going to hook
on.
Oh, no.
Now
we're going to ride that bandwagon of.
I'm not saying, I'm
wait.
not saying they shouldn't keep going.
Now we're going to run that bandwagon. I turned your mic off because I'm going to get a word in first, and then you can talk. Now we're going to run this bandwagon of the league. When I've been saying this for years. Some of these bands that have nobody but the drummer. And I don't want to. I feel bad talking about Frankie Banelli because now he has pancreatic cancer. Did you hear that?
I did not hear that.
Yeah,
that's a horrible way to die.
Stage 4. Well, he's undergoing treatment. He wasn't telling people at first. He was missing concerts, so there were people were going to concerts, and there was no members of Quiet Riot.
Right.
And he was kind of being a jerk about it, saying, "Well, it's none of their business." But he has obviously. I would not wish death on anybody.
That's how Pepsi Tate from Tiger Tails passed away. And then from what I heard, when he was in the last days, he was like 53 pounds or something like that.
I had somebody from Tiger Tails on.
I think you had Jay Pepper.
That's who I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I get bummed when I talk to people and they die.
Yeah. Like AJ Pero.
I didn't talk to him. I thought
you had an interview with him, and then
I had an interview with JJ French.
Oh, the word I'm not allowed to say on.
2 weeks later, JJ French said left a message for me asking me if I could not play the interview and I said to him, "Well, I'm going to do it respectfully. I'm going to talk about him beforehand and then play the interview because we didn't talk about him at all." But like Ranking Roger from General Public died 2 months after I interviewed him.
What'd you do? Poison his water?
I don't know. Well, that's like in my life. My one doctor died. My pharmacist died. My lawyer died.
Joe, quit killing people, man.
I'm just saying. But I'm still here. That sounds like an echo, doesn't it?
It does.
That's a little weird.
It's a good echo. I used to have to pay extra money for that.
For the echo?
Get that feeling? Oh, yeah.
I hear you have to pay extra money for a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
Kicks, Cold Blood. We'll be back to the show in a minute.
Love is all you need.
spandex never felt so good. This is Hairspray at 8 with Joe E. Kramer.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads we have to walk are winding, and all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonder. Today was gonna be the day, but they'll never throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you're not to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that lead you there were winding, and all the lights that light the way are blinding. And there are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonder. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my wonder. I said maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me. You're gonna be the one that saves me.
All right, the only thing I can think of is that Tammy Downs was taking a shower and he was singing to like instrumental versions, and somebody came in like as a joke and recorded it, him singing in a shower.
I want to know why you torture your audience like that.
I'm just wondering. That's Gustav Molvik. That's his real name. Gustav.
I was pretty sure his mom didn't name him Tie Me Down.
Well, it'd been cool, but he's Gustav Molvik.
And now you know why he changed his name to Tie Me Down.
Tie Me Down.
Yeah.
Tie Me Down?
That's it. That's how you pronounce it, yes.
Tie Me Down.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's one of those S&M freaks.
So we need is see. Speaking of, I was looking at your hat. Is that like when you go on your little excursion?
Absolutely,
when they find
absolutely. So everybody knows.
No,
everybody
I was
knows who
thinking more that when the cartel finds your body,
so they can
know exactly who you are.
Right, exactly.
And that way it could be identified.
Mi nombre es Timmy Rex.
There you go. Great. Wonderful.
Yep.
Wonderful. And you're talking like I love Queensryche. Like I know I like 2 songs by Queensryche to begin with.
Yeah, and as we were talking, I like those same 2 songs.
I mean, it's not like nobody knows the members of Queen. Nobody knows the members of Kiss.
Yeah. There's the old guy, the really old guy, the ancient guy, and the greedy ancient guy.
Don't they have a new drummer?
Yeah, that's the old guy.
Which one?
Eric
Carr died.
Eric Singer.
Eric Carr.
Yeah,
Don't disrespect Eric Carr.
I get my Erics confused. What can I?
You can't disrespect Eric Carr. Yeah. And now the Kulicks, well, not Bruce, but Bob is like having a heart attack because they're selling merchandise that say the Kulick brothers online, and he now is suing his brother, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, for using his name. I don't blame them. Like, do they really need to make more money that they need to put the Kulick brothers on the back of their shirts? I just don't get it.
Hey, Bob, check that employment contract that you signed back in like 1976 when you recorded all that stuff for Ace. It probably says in the fine print that Gene owns your soul for perpetuity.
And wasn't he supposed to be Ace?
Yeah, he was originally supposed to be from everything I've heard, and this Matt Porter shoot me a text, let me know if I've got this right or not. He was supposed to be the guitar player, and then they decided to go with Ace because while Bob is extremely talented,
I had Bruce on the show and he talked about that.
He did not fit their look,
and Vinnie Vincent fits their look.
Vinnie Vincent looks like somebody's dead grandma.
And Doc McGee, by the way, he is. What was that guy doing? He was crazy the other day. I heard him on a podcast. What was it? He was talking about the final show at Madison Square Garden in 2021, and he was saying, it would be nice if Ace and Peter would come to that last show. And come now, we wouldn't want them wearing any makeup. They, of course, would have to come on stage, but no makeup because that would confuse the fans. If there was 2 Aces up there, and 2, I'm thinking, okay, there's not 2 Aces and 2 Peters.
Yeah, it's funny that
there's only one.
It's funny that you mentioned that Doc McGee, because a friend of mine just moved to Nashville and he posted a picture of Doc McGee's offices today.
It just drives me crazy. And Ace Frehley has basically come out and said there is no way he's going on stage with Tommy Thayer unless he's going to tune his guitars for him. Then he'll go on stage with Tommy Thayer.
I'm pretty sure Tommy Thayer's forgotten how to tune his own guitar at this point.
Oh, my God. All right, we got more coming up. I don't know what we're going to play because we're talking, so I'm not even going to. Danger's in there. We're going to do some Kiss.
Maybe some Slaughter.
Hopefully another song. I didn't bring any Slaughter with me.
Oh, yeah, and I didn't
I'll
either.
find something.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, we got more coming up. Hang on.
This is Hairspray at 8 with Joe E. Kramer. Turn it up.
Come on!
is Hairspray at 8.
The biggest hits forever.
hairspray, and lots of it. This is Hairspray at 8 on Decades.
Ready
Spray at 8, Joey Kramer, and I almost called you AJ something. I don't know where that came from.
AJ Styles, because I am the phenomenal one.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Is that another wrestler thing?
That is another wrestler.
Shh, that goes right over my head.
You're short, so everything
That's
goes
like
right
I
over your
didn't
head.
even understand that. That was what did we just play? Crazy Licks. Cool song. Silent Thunder. New album.
Yeah.
I like Crazy Licks.
I don't hate them.
I think they still have that sound.
Yeah.
Who hasn't? Oh, the Defiance have a new album too. Remember the Defiance a couple years ago?
Wasn't that
from Danger Danger? Bruno
and Brent Muscat and
the lead singer of the Paul Lane.
Okay.
It's good, but it's not. It sounds like Journey. You know, it's not like
100 million album, 100 million album selling band. You can't go around.
Well,
and
I'm just saying, yeah. It's does it
sound like Steve Perry Journey, or does it sound like?
It just sounds like a Journey album. Like it's not. People sometimes will classify Journey in like the hair metal. Like Journey wasn't hair metal, and
no, Journey's more of a classic rock than hair metal, but they get lumped in there sometimes.
Here is good news, because I know people are waiting for this big announcement, so I'm going to give it right now. Bang Tango's original lineup is reuniting.
Oh, yeah.
For select shows in 2020. So if you got your Bang Tango t-shirt in your...
if you're one of the 7 people who bought a Bang Tango t-shirt.
Now, could you name a member of Bang Tango?
Joe Listay.
See, so your whole thing on Queensryche, nobody in the world could name a member of Bang Tango.
You replaced Joe Listay. Again, the only people who are going to know who's in Bang Tango are the people who are in Bang Tango.
How many people can name a song by Bang Tango? I mean, we could. I know. I'm just saying.
I can't.
I could. Now I'm thinking. Ha! Someone Like You, is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Bang Tango. Yeah.
No.
Oh, now you're going to... This is why...
Yep. See, you need to...
No, this is why...
I'm sorry to make you stop watching your Star Wars there and have to, like...
I didn't have that.
Look something up.
I'm here at 4:45 to get everything ready. So I had extra time, so I was watching Star Wars.
you were doing something because you were well into somewhere in the middle of Return of the Jedi.
No, that's from the other day I was watching it.
Uh-huh.
Why is this coming up?
I don't know.
Wasted time here.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, Someone Like You. That's the song.
I'm not. I won't lie. I'm not a Bang Tango fan. I just know Joe Listay because I've heard that he's very difficult to work with.
And who isn't difficult to work with?
I've heard that Eric Brittenham and
that's why Cinderella is no longer together.
No. That would be the short guy with the 6 strings on the left.
That's why Cinderella isn't together.
That would be the short guy with the 6 string.
He claims they were never friends or anything.
Right.
He doesn't. I mean, what's the difference? All right, we got to get the commercials here, and hopefully we'll get more music in next hour. What do we got coming up? I know you had requests for Firehouse and for Slaughter.
Right.
We're going to do New Year's Eve this year on December 31st. I think we're going to open up the phones that night.
All right.
And we're going to do an all-request show. I don't do that often, but we're actually going to... It'll be more depressing when the phone doesn't ring. Believe me, it sounds good, but... I think we're going to do that.
I know our good buddy Matt Cadra.
So I'm going to have to bring...
He'll be calling us.
I'm going to have to bring all my...
Matt, we'll play anything you want that night as long as you bring us pizza.
Yeah, just don't mention names. Pizza. That's all we're going to say.
That's right. Just bring us pizza.
But we're going to do an all-request show, I think, on the 31st. Well, mostly requests. We'll see how that goes.
I'm requesting Elvis right now.
What's that? I never heard that song. More Decades coming up right here. The River, 105 and 103.5 around the world. Decades with JoeEKramer.com. Hang on.
It's 9 o'clock.
Hi, this is Chip Snuff, and you're listening to Decades.
Hey, everybody, this is Janet Gardner from Vixen, and you are listening to Decades.
Hey, everybody, how you doing? This is Billy Childs from Brittany Fox, and you're listening to Decades.
This This is where the past comes alive. Hairspray at 8 starts
now.
Now.
All right, Hairspray at 8, 2-hour edition. Joey Kramer and the Rex Havoc is here.
Yeah,
and I was outside, and you got to get used to the smell. But like the weed smell, and I'm not talking about the weeds growing out of the grass.
Wait, why do I have to get used to that smell?
I'm just saying.
I keep telling you, I'm not smuggling anything across the border.
Just saying.
I don't care how much you ask me
Putting
to,
it
Joe.
out
I'm
there.
not bringing you back anything.
I'm putting it out there.
Gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, His Highness of Hair, the Guru of Glam, the Master of Metal, the Immortal and Immoral, Rex Havoc!
This is Hairspray at 8.
And so the legend goes on. Next year at this time, we'll be celebrating the life of Rex Havoc.
I still prefer King in the Northeast. Bend the knee.
I gotcha. Brittany Fox, Standing in the Shadows. Hairspray at 8.
In the dark, there's a love that hides. Is it true? I was blinded by faithful words. It's not in your eyes. Tell me now that I'm the one for you. Yeah, I'm alone again, deep inside. Cold sets sun in, left the shade. On top of our lives, gotta know if this love is gonna stop or go. Got to know what I want. Go, go, go. Got to know what I want. 'Cause I'm standing in the shadows of love. Ooh, yeah, I'm standing in the shadows of love. Ooh, yeah. In love with a lion heart, just in blame. The shadows down, trapped inside. A love that cares of the shade of a love that's gonna stop or go. Don't you know what I want? Go, go, go. Don't you know what I want? 'Cause I'm standing in the shadows of love. Ooh, yeah, I'm standing in the shadows of love. Ooh, yeah, I'm standing in the shadows of love. Ooh, yeah, I'm standing in the shadows of love. I'm standing in the shadows of love.
How high was your hair? This is Hairspray at 8.
This is Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
gonna talk? Well, I didn't want to take you away from your iPad there, and I made that disc with those songs you want. And look, they're not reading. Oh, there they go. It came up this time. I thought it definitely wasn't, and I think
I was jamming to the music, man.
I did the wrong songs too. Well, no, I did one of the songs are good. The other song is
Which one did you screw up?
the Slaughter song.
Oh well, it's Slaughter.
I
dude.
still got a Slaughter, but I didn't get the.
It's Slaughter, dude. No
I
big deal.
didn't get the. Here we go. Now we're gonna say something about Slaughter next.
I'm not a huge Slaughter fan. I can name you 3 songs.
I like Slaughter. I have no problem with them. You like Rough House? I mean, how many people not only could name a member of Rough House, could they actually have they heard of Rough House? Let alone.
Well, I mean, before
they were one of those bands that got lost in the late '80s, early '90s when they were signing anybody with long hair.
Well, no, man. Like when they were teased before the name change, they had a huge following.
Yeah, but when they actually made the big time in like '89, got a contract. There were so many bands out there.
87.
That went in through the front door, out through the back door.
87, I think it was when they signed it. I know the album came out in 88.
Which was tailing, you had established bands. I remember in the record pool I was in, you would get the albums you'd get, and you'd have like 5 albums by some hair metal band. Because anybody with long hair was getting a contract.
Yeah.
If you had that look, they were signing you to a record deal.
I mean, dude, they sold something like, I want to say something like 150,000 copies of their self-financed Tease record.
Yeah, but
by themselves.
The thing is, 150,000 copies.
Wait. With just most of it by word of mouth, because remember there was no internet back then.
Really?
So it was like you just.
There's no internet where you're going either. So you better
again,
it's going to be 1980.
Again, Joe, it's called the World Wide Web. So I'm pretty sure they got internet there. So no internet back then. So like it was, you showed up, you heard them. Hey, we've got an album for sale, and they bought it. So if you ever get a chance to check it out, it's a really good album.
I like their version of Sugar Sugar.
Shut up, Joe.
I'm just saying. Firehouse, totally acoustic.
I guess the time was right for us to say we take our time and live our lives together day by day. Make a wish and send it on a prayer. Love that we can share. With you I never wonder, will you be there for me?
keeping it stiff. This is Hairspray at 8 with Joe E. Kramer.
Joey Kramer, Rex Havoc is here, Great White, Desert Moon.
That's one of my favorite Great White
I know,
songs.
I love that song. They didn't play it for such a long time because that was the song that during the nightclub fire was playing. So they added it to their list like 2 years ago. I actually saw them perform it. They did it at M3, which I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was very happy.
Did they use sparklers during it?
Oh, that's not funny.
It was a legitimate question.
That's not funny. See, this is why you're going to get the cartel after you down there.
That's the reason I'm going to get the cartel?
Some problem.
All right.
I'm sure you'll probably see Tommy Lee down there. He loves Mexico.
I've heard that. But
I'm reading this article now about them. That they can, on their Twitter account, they're talking about the whole Motley Crue, Def Leppard, and Poison will be heading out in 2020. And Motley Crue put an online petition from Motley Man that wants them back on the road. The petition has 10,000 signatures. It got in less than 1 hour.
Yeah.
What's the big debate? Go back out on tour if you want to go back out on tour.
The funny thing is like I've heard this announcement that they're going back out on tour. I've even shared it on my Facebook, but I haven't heard Nikki Sixx say it's happening yet.
Well, Nikki Sixx can continue playing.
I've heard him say, "Yeah, we got offered this." I don't know. I haven't heard him say, "Yeah, we're in." I know they signed that agreement and said we're never going to tour again.
What agreement, though? I mean, if I were to go out with my band, they're going to go out with your band. I mean, What are they going to do? Say, no, stop, don't. I mean, that's like saying, well, The Who agreed not to tour anymore back in 1983. And since then, they've toured 40 times, always as, this is the end of the road tour.
And Kiss has done the exact same thing.
Well, see, now, I'm not defending Kiss by any means, but Kiss now says, in 2003, that was the end of that era of Kiss. That's why they did that.
God.
I'm just saying. As long as Gene Simmons is alive, there is going to be
a Kiss tour?
A Kiss tour.
Yeah, you're probably right.
In one way, shape, or form, there's going to be a Kiss tour.
You're probably right.
There's got to be a point when a 70-year-old guy is dancing on stage with, devil cowboy boots on. At some point, you got to say, enough. Like, how much more money could we possibly need? Go sit on your Kiss toilet seat and enjoy your retirement. There are Kiss toilet seats.
And get ready to be buried in your Kiss coffin. And
what's a little weird, he's like, his daughter is, with all those pictures that are out there. I mean, she's a gorgeous girl. There's no doubt about it. But I find something very weird that he's like circulating these pictures of her. It's just a little strange. I'm glad he's proud of his daughter, whatever, but it's like, hustling your daughter's body online just kind of crosses the line as a father. I mean, most of us want to throw a blanket on top of our daughters when they try to go out with revealing clothes on.
I don't know. I don't have that problem. No children, so I don't.
Let's all be thankful.
Listen, at least none there.
None that I know of.
Right, exactly.
I was waiting for that to come in.
But no, and listen, kids are great if you're equipped for that. But I have a problem taking care of myself. I don't need to be in charge of another life form. Okay,
my children are basically 21, 18. It's coming to an end, so I don't have to worry.
And didn't you tell me you're moving to Canada when that happens,
I can't.
right?
No, I'm moving. I want to move to Maine. I want to move up north.
Maine, Canada, whatever. Either way, you'll wind up like kissing a moose.
Nice and safe. I'll be happier than what you're going to be,
brother. The only.
First of all, I couldn't take the heat and humidity down there.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to be over on the West Coast, right on the ocean there, so I'll have the breeze coming in, so it shouldn't be too bad.
No.
I want to move somewhere where the only snow
90 and 86 dew point in December is exactly what I'm looking for.
I want to be somewhere where the only snow I see is the snow the bartender pours out onto the bar.
I can't
and chops up.
And
with
I
his
can't
credit
think
card,
of living
okay?
anywhere where I can't see the leaves change and the seasons come and go. I wouldn't want it 90 degrees all year any more than I would want it 30 degrees all year. I like the change in...
Do not lie to me. I come in this studio and I can see my breath.
I like it cold.
That's how cold it is in here.
There's no
and
doubt.
You keep it that cold in here all year around.
There's no doubt I like the cold.
Okay.
I really do. But I still like the fall. I do not like when it's 90 degrees and so humid. that when I go for a walk outside, I can't breathe because it's so bad.
I'll leave a webcam with one of my friends.
And
who
then all
lives in
these
Northeast
people,
PA,
nothing
and
more
just,
than I like.
Take pictures of.
Nothing more that I can't stand is people. I'm in Florida. Look at this, a beach in January. Keep it. I don't want a beach in January. I'll go shovel my snow, and I'm totally happy.
Listen, I do want a beach in January. I just don't want a beach in Florida in January.
I don't like the sweat.
It gets cold in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, it's 70 degrees during the day. That's cold.
That's chilly. It gets cold in Florida. I lived in Pensacola for 3 years, and it gets very, very cold.
Oh, yeah.
there.
Very cold.
Yeah.
70 degrees, 60 degrees in winter.
We had snow.
Snow, too.
We had snow there.
No? Yeah. Every year?
The 3 years that we lived there, yes.
I mean, it's a chilly climate down there.
It's funny because
there's no doubt about it.
They'd see snow flurries and school would automatically close because they're not equipped for that down there. But if I'm thinking a beach in February, December, January, I'm thinking Jamaica.
I'm thinking no thanks. I don't like the beach during the summer. You know when my wife and I went to the beach? In October this year. It was wonderful.
That's just nobody anti-people. There's nobody
on
there.
the board. I mean, there were people there, but there's nobody. There's no kids screaming and yelling. It was wonderful. We walked on the beach. There was nobody running around yelling.
Yeah, I'm with you there on that.
It was fantastic. All right, I got to play commercials, so.
All right.
Enough talk. More decades coming up. I'm going to try to get some more music on here. We got some Rat, Twisted Sister, Poison. I'm not going to play around. I'm not even telling you. It's coming up right here. The River 105 and 103.5. Hang on.
This is Hairspray at 8 with Joe E. Kramer. Turn it up.
That's it.
What's on your mind?
is Hairspray at 8.
The biggest hits forever.
I like Rat.
I know you do. That's one of the songs that I don't mind as much as.
Well, since you don't mind it, then you know what? This is a Decades double play. We're gonna play "Lay It Down" again. Just saying. Twisted Sister. See, we agree on this song.
We do.
Actual good album by Twisted Sister.
Yes.
Hot Love. Hairspray at 8.
Does she know that I'm
This is Hairspray at 8.
How much hairspray do you use? This is Hairspray at 8 on Decades.
My world has been falling, days upside down. The sky is a new shade of black. I breathe in the fire, exhale the dark. Somehow it always creeps back. Feeling my heart through every fly, seeing the light burning out through my eyes. Crawled last mile, shine in the rain. I'll stand again. I'm gonna rise. I'm gonna rise. My soul has been floating, standing around, all in the wrong back to right. I feel it all crumbling, fading to despair, bleeding The sky is a new shade of black.
That's the title track from his new album called Rise. We're going to have Tom on the show after the new year. Both him and Michael Sweet have new albums, and they'll both be on here. Next week, John Parr will be with us.
John Parr?
John Parr.
Naughty John Parr?
Naughty John Parr.
Wow. I thought he was dead.
Not dead.
Just
I had
his
him on
career?
before. What?
Just his career?
You know, he's a lot of these guys, they don't come over to America a lot. Like he does a lot of touring in the UK, and he, 10,000 people come out and see him because he had a lot of hits there. It's not worth it.
I keep forgetting he's British.
Yeah, he's British. I mean, but he lives in the United States too. But he does a lot of touring.
For some reason, I always thought he was from Iowa. Or
Mike Tramp, like the White Lion Mike Tramp, like his album.
I know who Mike Tramp.
His album, his last 3 albums have got #1 in Finland. Like he's huge. He's like huge in.
It doesn't take much to be #1 in Finland.
I'm just saying, like he plays these. 8,000, 9,000 seat places there. I mean,
speaking of Finland, I saw somebody in one of the groups I'm on the Facebook.
On the Facebook. We're getting old when we call it the Facebook.
The Facebook.
I do the same thing. My kids make fun of me all the time.
Somebody was going off of, I guess, Mike Monroe.
Oh yeah, he like really tore down hair metal.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're like, who is this Mike Monroe guy to be able to say this? I don't know, dude. Glam rock legend.
Yeah, I know. People don't know who they are.
If you have to start the conversation by saying who is Mike Monroe, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't want to hear your input on the subject.
I know. I had a guy from the Tubes on a few Waybill. He was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Johnny Mathis is coming back again this year for the 6th year in a row. I got Mr. Christmas. I love Johnny Mathis.
I got to get you a flash drive so you can load me up a lot of your interviews and podcasts. So
$50 a piece.
$50.
They're all online. All you have to do, I'll do it for you, but you got to give me a thing. But I have them all on. I have them all on my website too. You can download them. What are you doing? So you're giving me a thing, and just so people know what this is, it's what is this guy's name from Disney?
Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian.
That's Warner Brothers.
So I have a Marvin the
Warner
Martian.
Brothers, dude. That's not Disney.
I will put as many interviews as I can.
That's 16 gigs. You should get a lot of them on there.
And I'll put them on there. And I'll narrate them in between.
No.
I'll say, do you like pina coladas? Getting lost in the rain.
Listen, the one I want to make sure that I get the whole show of is the Schoolhouse Rock episode.
Oh yeah, I have him on there. He's another guy who passed away. Everybody's dying.
Well, dude, wasn't he like 900 years old?
He was old. He was like 94 or whatever.
Yeah,
he was a great guy.
I remember listening to that, and that was probably the only one of your celebrity interviews where I have listened to and like sang along with every song you played.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm running behind here. Thanks.
How
again.
is that?
Thanks. I'm running behind again.
Listen, you want me to stay for a third hour?
I don't care what you do. I can't go anywhere.
It'll probably be cheaper. At least for me, anyway.
I got to do commercials. So We'll be back. More music coming up. Journey. What are we going to do? Blessed Union of Souls. The Cars. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince and more. Right here. It's Decades.
All
On the
right.
River 105 and 103.5. Hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
It's 10 o'clock.
Hi there, this is Howard Jones.
Hey, this is Coons from John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band.
This is Nick Richards from Boys Don't Cry.
I wanna be a cowboy, and you can be my cowgirl.
And you're listening to Decades with Joey Kramer.
You're listening to Decades with Joey Kramer.
I've been listening to Joey Kramer's Decades Show, which is the business.
This is where the past comes alive. Decades with Joe E. Kramer starts now.
I guess that he has decided to stay here for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I could
Yes,
leave if you want me to.
He's got his iPad back out playing his
No,
games.
not playing. Not iPad.
Journey, be good to yourself.
Running on self-control, getting close to an overload, up against the nowhere situation. Shoulder to shoulder, push on shove. I'm hanging up my box of legs. I'm ready for a long vacation. Be good to yourself, to yourself when nobody else knows the way. Oh, be good to yourself. You're walking a highway, running across fire. Oh, be good to yourself. We can't give no more. You wanna know, but you gotta say no. I'm turning off the noise that makes me crazy. Looking back with no regrets. To forgive is to forget. I wanna live a piece of mind to turn to. Be good to yourself when nobody else will. Be good to yourself. You won't go walking a highway, running across fire. Be good to
On air, online, and on your mobile device. Decades is everywhere. Everywhere.
Walk blindly to the light and reach out for his hand. Don't ask any questions and don't try to understand. Open up your mind and then open up your heart, and you see that you and me are very far apart. 'Cause I believe that love is the answer. I believe love will find a way. Violence is spread worldwide and there's families on the street. We sell drugs to children now. Oh, why can't we just see that all we do is eliminate our future with the things we do today? Money is our incentive now, so that makes it okay. But I believe that love is the answer. I believe love will find a way. I believe that love is the answer. I believe love will find a way. I'm seeing Lisa now for a little over a year. She says she'd never been so happy, but Lisa lives in fear that one day Daddy's gonna find out she's in love with a from the streets. Oh, how he would lose it then, but she's still here with me, 'cause she believes in love will see it through. When they'll understand, he'll see me as a person and not just a black man. 'Cause I believe that love is the answer. I believe that love will find a way. I believe that love is the answer. I believe love will find a way. 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 Love will find a way.
1995, Blessed Union of Souls. Later on, they became a band called Train. Right?
No.
You're looking at me like I'm serious. That's what they sound like. They sound like what Train became. I believe. You looked at me like I was telling the truth.
Joey Kramer. Joey Kramer.
My music.
Turn it up. This is Decades.
You don't talk over the amazing imaging.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
Obviously you do. I just did.
See, that answers the question why you don't have your own radio show right there. The Cars, take it up.
Shake it up. it up. Shake 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 it up.
Decades with Joe E. Kramer and another lost track from the 80s.
Leroy.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that boy Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson, he the boy that played football for Montreal, ain't
No,
he?
you old coot. He a boxer, man. Let me tell you, I went to his fight a couple months ago. I seen him hit that boy. And he hit that boy so hard, his head flew off into the 18th row. He had to go get his head out the 18th row.
I was in Jeff's crib one night about 8, and we were watching a couple of Mike Tyson fight tapes. Jeff was like, man, you see how hard Mike's punching? Come on, Jeff, the other guy was just lunging. Left, right, another KO. If that was me, I'd have been okay, though. The very next day, I gave Russell a ring with JL and Leor, and we all called Don King. I said, yeah, Don, I got a problem. Tell him, Prince. Yeah, what's up? What you saying? You trying to solve them? Forget the small talk. Let's get to the nitty-gritty. Me and Mike, 2 months. Trump, Atlantic City.
Yo, you got this. You gonna bust dude up.
Yeah, you can be my trainer. Word up? I'm rough like a freight train, smooth like ice, and yo, Jeff, straight up, I think I can beat Mike Tyson.
Man, you could beat him, man.
Yo, man, word
You could beat
up.
him, man.
You know, I put on a couple pounds, man, we can do this,
You can
man.
do it.
Extra, read all about it.
Yes.
Fresh Prince challenges Iron Mike Tyson to a fight.
Ain't that the boy who knocked the guy's head in the 15th row?
Hey, Leroy, you read this paper? That boy done lost his mind.
There was a press conference to see what training I was doing. Before then, I had never heard reporters booing, cameras flashing, I was in the middle. I didn't want to look dumb, so I exaggerated a little. I said, I've been training 20 hours a day, lifting big old cars and big bales of hay. And I jog 10,000 miles every morning, thinking about Mike and my moment of glory. I drink water 20 gallons of pop, and I can throw a Volkswagen a whole half block. And 4 million sit-ups in a minute. I ain't lying, I did it. The general public thought I was a fool. I was getting dissed, but I guess that was cool. Well, you know, getting dissed is never good, but I was even getting dissed in my own neighborhood. I was at the corner at the top of my block. There was a couple of people standing outside of the barber shop. It was Lawrence, my barber and friend, and he yelled out,
Hey, Prince, you can win.
I said, really? And I stopped the chat.
You can beat him, man, if you hit him with a bat. You gon' get wrecked, but get out your shoes when you break your neck.
Everybody was laughing out loud. I thought at least my own grandma would be proud. I went to her house and snuck in and surprised her. I heard her on the phone. It's fight day, and man, am I hype. Whoa, I can't wait to see Mike. Boy, I'm hyped, ready to do my thing. Trump Castle Casino. Sliding and grabbing, slipping and dipping, hustling and jabbing. For a second, I looked good out there, but then Mike brought to reality my worst nightmare. One punch, that's all it took. He hit me in my ribs and my inside shook. Now how can I say this and be a little discreet? Let's just say that my bowels released. I called time out and went back to my corner. Said to my coach, ain't no way I'm going to hell back out there, man, you can't forget it. My body's like a punching bag and Mike is gonna hit it. They tried to make me go meet my doom, but I sucker punched my coach and hauled to my dressing room. The next day, the headline in the town, Fresh Prince breaks camp, Tyson wins first round. Some fool asked why I ran away. I said a good run is better than a bad stand any day. My career is over as far as fighting, but I don't know what made me think I could beat Mike Tyson. Hey, Leroy!
Yeah?
Did you see the fight? Did you see the fight?
The football player?
The boxer! punched the boy in his rib, and his leg fell off. His leg fell off, and it fell over and knocked the HBO cameraman camera.
It is Decades. I love those guys. They're funny.
They are.
They are funny.
They are.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. I think I could beat Mike Tyson, 1980. Ooh. You don't want to hear that song. Hey, look, it's not even on that song yet. It didn't even go over, and it's given now. I'm all screwed up. See, these are the little things that annoy me. I know, complain. It's too cold in here, right? I'm going to get rid of this. What?
It's 12 degrees
It's not
in here.
12 degrees in here.
I can see my breath, Joe.
I don't like heat. I have it. I'm sure I'm going to go home, and my wife and my kids probably put the heat on. My older daughter hates the heat. But they'll like jack the heat up to like 63. I mean, it's ridiculous, right?
It's 12 in here, Joe.
The windows stay open upstairs in my room. Unless I make a little heat. Anyway, okay, let's get off that topic.
Yeah.
There's a new Walkman coming out. Did you see this yet? Sony's releasing a 40th anniversary edition Sony Walkman.
I did. Now, is it going to be an actual tape player, or is it just an MP3 player?
It is a... Did you see the picture of it?
I did see the picture of it.
You can't play tapes on it. It looks exactly like one. It has all the different buttons and gadgets, and inside of it's a digital music player.
Okay.
So it's...
Do we have a price tag for this yet?
Well, this is a British site, so it's 400 pounds. So we're talking about probably about $379.
I'll buy one.
Are you crazy? You can get an iPod for $200.
You obviously have not gone iPod shopping lately.
Not a regular basic iPod.
I need one. I would need one that would be workplace compliant, that you could not have, because you can't have an actual iPod at work.
But that's why you have an iPhone.
Nope, can't have your phone. Can't have anything with a camera. So yeah.
Where in God's name do you work?
Nowhere now.
Well, I'm saying, like, you can't have a camera. My phone's in my pocket.
Nope.
I'm not one of those people, though, that sit down every 2 seconds taking a picture of himself.
No, man.
I do not like pictures.
My
younger daughter's like narcissistic. She must take 100 different pictures of her. Every time I look at her, click, word. She's
Word
always
up.
taking pictures of herself.
Word life.
I don't get these youngins anymore. What would they have done in my time when we didn't have these phones to take pictures of ourselves?
I personally, listen, I love the fact that you are able to keep in touch with people while you're like, if you're on
See,
like a
that's
road
the
trip
thing
or-
is,
no,
when I'm not home,
wait,
I don't want to talk
no,
to anybody.
You gotta let me finish here, man. I love the fact that you're able to keep in touch with people. Like if you're on a long trip and like, something happens, you can get in touch with people, say, hey, listen, great. I think the smartphone is the worst invention ever. Like we have all become a nation of idiots by using these things.
And nothing frosts my toes more than when I'm going down the road and there's some moron on driving and has the phone in front of them texting as they're driving.
There's that.
That just drives me crazy. Put the phone down.
There's that too, except for I got really good at it when I used to drive a cab, which is, when you and I met, I was a cab driver. I got really good at it. I would, I'll admit I probably do it more than I should.
Dear
which is
God.
ever. But no, I'm talking about like nobody wants to go actually do research or anything anymore. Like let's just look at Google, and obviously Google's going to have the right answer because the internet's never wrong. If it's on the internet, it has to be true, right?
I donate money to Wikipedia every year.
Do you really?
Yes.
No, you don't.
I actually do.
Really?
Every 6 months, I donate money to Wikipedia. Yeah, why not? It's like a charity.
It's
keeps it going. So I mean, why not?
I mean,
but anyway, as I was
cheaper than buying a brand new set of
as I was saying,
Encyclopedia
well,
Britannica
in
every
radio
year.
20 years ago, I mean, I could remember walking in, not even 20 years ago, maybe back in 2000, 2004, 2005 with magazines, because we didn't have a internet computer in the studio, and if we did, it was on the other side of the studio. So we'd have to bring in all the magazines, Entertainment Weekly, and everything to look up show prep. Now it's at the tips of our fingers. Anyway, the Sony NWA100 TPS Walkman, which is of a virtually identical design of the iconic 1979 cassette player, looks and feels just like the real thing, except it does not play cassettes.
That's awesome.
$400. It's like $400. So I'm figuring it's about $3. I'm gonna look it up on Amazon and get a price. Wait, hold on. You tell them next time. Tears for Fears. I got a great orchestral version of Love Somebody by Rick Springfield. We're gonna play that one too. Right here, it's Decades on the River, 105, 103.5 around the world. Decades with JoeyKramer.com and the Radio Bold app for your iPhone or Android device. We'll be back in less than 90 seconds. Hang on.
The radio's all yours now.
Let's have some more music. Turn it up louder.
Now, here's a very popular number.
This is a guaranteed gold record.
Oh, Maestro, don't forget your cue now.
Now, back to the music. This is Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
Shout, let it all out.
These are the things I can do without everybody. Come on. I'm talking to you. Come on. I got to do a single with the Sam coming up.
Yeah.
But we're not doing it till the 20... right after Thanksgiving. We'll do a Christmas song, which I'm very excited about, by the way. So Rick Springfield has this orchestrating my life. Orchestrating my life, not orchestrating. Orchestrating my life. He's doing his acoustic thing with Richard Marx, which I just ruined for you. I apologize. I'm sorry.
That smirk on your face says, no, you're not.
So Rick does all the orchestra parts, too, which is very cool in this song. So this is the orchestral version of Love Somebody. Rick Springfield on Decades.
I can see the path you're cutting. It cost me a little piece of my heart. I can see the doors you're shutting, 'cause they were open at the start. Baby, loving you has been hard on me. You're such a tough little sister, just looking for Mr. Right. On the wrong side of town, you better love somebody. It's late, you better love somebody. Don't wait, you better love somebody. Don't tempt fate, you're gonna push it just a little too far. One night. Your eyes are wild, your skin so white. You're undernourished and overfed. She's got the teeth, she knows how to bite. 'Cause when you bit, I bled. You got the perfect image of the perfect man. You're a tough little sister, but you'll settle for a mister tonight. You'll run out of time, you better love somebody. It's late, you better love somebody. Don't wait, you better love somebody. Don't tempt fate, you're gonna push it just a little too far. One night, I'm only saying what I feel. You think I wanna know? You thought I was sleeping at the wheel. I thought that you were driving. You better love somebody. You better love somebody. You better love somebody. It's late, you better love somebody. Don't wait, you better love somebody. Don't tempt fate, you're gonna put it just a little too far. One night. One night. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. One night. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. One night. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. One night. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
Northeast PA's the river.
Come on, girls. You believe in love? 'Cause I got something to say about it. And it goes something like this. Don't go for second best, baby. Put your love to the test. You know you got to make him express how it feels. And baby,
Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
Joe E. Kramer.
All alone tonight, I'm calling out your name. Somewhere deep inside, this part of you remains. Images of love, take me back in time. I don't know how it started, why it ever had to end. Something stepped inside, we didn't let it in. It's keeping us apart. Where are you now? Where are you now? Is someone there tonight? Holding what was mine. Where are you now? Do you wonder where I am? Are you really feeling fine? Going through my life, without you by my side. You're the only thing that keeps going through my mind. Nothing that I do can take the place of you. Where are you now? Is someone there tonight? Holding what was mine. Where are you now? Do you wonder where I am? Are you really feeling fine? Thinking about you, girl. There's gotta be a place for me somewhere in your all alone tonight. I'm calling out your name. Somewhere deep inside, this part of you remains. Images of love. Where are you now? Where are you now? Is someone there tonight? Holding what was mine. Where are you now? Do you wonder where I am? Are you really feeling fine? Where are you now? Is someone there tonight? Holding what was mine. Where are you now? Do you wonder where I am? I need you here tonight.
It is Decades. Joey Kramer here and Rex Havoc.
You and your little Valley hit there.
That is the Valley hit. Well, it was a big, gigantic hit when it came out in 1983 or whatever here. And they used to go to Rocky Glen. I was telling you, Rocky Glen, they would outsell the headliners. I mean, they opened up for Bon Jovi I think it was Bon Jovi the one time. As many people, it was a free concert for Bon Jovi. And more people were there to see Cinch than were there to see Bon Jovi. They got this massive following. Everywhere they went, they sold out the places.
In all fairness, Bon Jovi really wasn't that big back then.
Well, it was when like Runaway was out. I mean, it was still
take off.
It was still
take
Bon
off
Jovi,
until-
but then they would bring like I remember like bands like Sly Fox and Jermaine Stewart and the Hooters. They opened up for the Hooters there and stuff, and they got it was a huge song. It was on Mickey Records, and it was in the top 10 on every single radio station around the valley. And then in '85, Columbia Records got it, went to number 77. Cinch fell off the face of the earth. The band was disformed in 1989. WTG Records got it, re-recorded it. It was now Jimmy Harnon with Cinch, went top 10. And it became, the guy in Arizona started playing the record at a radio station. That used to be the big thing in the 80s. And it became a monster hit. It's like When I'm With You by Sheriff. That song was out in 81. It flopped. The band was broken up. In 89, this guy in Arizona starts playing the song, and it becomes a number one record.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know how I fit all this stuff up in his head.
It's a pretty big head.
That was always the thing when I was a kid. My parents would say, you know all this stuff, all those numbers, and every song hits every chart, but you don't know anything about algebra.
I'm not going to use the algebra later, Mom.
That's exactly it. But that Walkman, by the way, how much you say it was?
$442.05 in American money.
That's crazy.
It is.
I mean, I guess if you want a bit of nostalgia and, you know.
Yeah.
It's like now they're putting together, Walmart, I think I saw it, they're doing the turntable mashups.
Hmm.
You get a turntable and you get 10 records with the turntable of your choice. They have like a record club. I got a lot of records from Columbia Red. Did you ever join Columbia House?
Oh, God. Several times.
Oh, my God. I had everybody in my family, my neighbors, cousins, relatives name. I had about 20 different subscriptions going at once.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I probably have had, because they're all gone now, probably about like 300 records.
Because I would keep on getting 10, 12, 14 records free, and I would never buy anything.
No, I'd pay, I'd satisfy my membership. And
I don't think I ever satisfied it.
I'd satisfy it, and then I'd cancel, and then oh, hey, listen, if you come back, we'll give you this.
5 more records.
Yeah, for like $2.
I think I bought like one record. A couple of them were just buy one record and whatever. But they would send you, kids don't know today, they would send you the little card every month. And it would say, this is the record of the month. If you
didn't send that puppy back,
you were
ASAP, you were getting that record.
You were getting Seals and Crofts' greatest hits.
Volume 36.
Volume 36, and it didn't matter. You were getting Meatloaf's third album after Bat Out of Hell that didn't do anything.
Right.
Jim Steinman's solo record.
Right, exactly. I remember getting some real gems from there. They had a Beach Boys album that I've never been able to find anywhere else. Not on any of the download sites I use, not any of the used record stores I go to. Never been able to find that one.
You know what record I remember getting from them? That one hair metal band, was it TSOL?
Yeah.
I remember because I have it stapled on my ceiling at home, the album cover. That's what I did I took all my records out of the packages, put them in a safe spot, and now I have all my sleeves on my ceiling.
That's a pretty good idea, actually.
So it does something with them.
Well,
Anyway,
it's better than mirrored ceilings, probably.
So, anyways, any hoots, we got to play commercials here. Are you playing slots or what are you doing here?
I think I'm gonna go play some slots.
It's been real.
It has, and the fact that it's like 4 degrees in here is really kind of.
Well, you'll be back before Christmas, so.
Oh yeah, I'll stop back before Christmas and.
Why don't we shoot for Saturday? Let's see. Saturday, December.
How about we go with the 14th?
7th.
No, I'm out of town that weekend.
I'll see what's going on the 14th. We'll definitely do New Year's Eve, though, so.
But I was going to say, if we do the 14th, I know I'm in town that weekend because I have tickets to see Rick Springfield the next night.
We'll figure it out.
Right?
We do have our New Year's Eve show coming up. So.
But I'm definitely I have two things that I would love to go do on the 7th, and unfortunately they're both in opposite directions, so I have to choose one.
All right, we'll get right back. I got more music coming up. The Flirts, John Waite, Carla DeVito with her song from The Breakfast Club.
Wait, The Flirts?
The Flirts, jukebox. Don't put another dime in the jukebox.
For some reason, I was thinking that song from Bachelor Party. Why do good girls like bad boys?
More decades coming up right here. The River 105, 103.5. Say goodbye, Rex. Havoc. What's your name? Yeah. Say goodbye.
Good night, Havoc.
Close enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
It's 11 o'clock.
Hey there, this is John Oates. Hi, this is Jay King from Club Nouveau.
Lean on me, we are not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
Hey, this is Jeff Pilson from Foreigner. You are listening to Decades with Joey Kramer. And you're listening to Decades with Joey Kramer. And you're listening to my good pal Joe E. Kramer on Decades.
This is where the past comes alive. Decades with Joe E. Kramer starts now.
All right, 5 full hours of retro radio. We do it every single Saturday night. Right here, live inside Mohegan Sun Pocono. Doing a live show on a Saturday night. Thanks, Wreck Havoc, for hanging out again tonight, as always. The Flirts. Now, this is the 1980s. Don't put another dime in a jukebox, baby. It's the River 105 and 103.5. Turn it up.
on air, online, and on your mobile device. Decades is everywhere. Everywhere.
Every time I think of you, I always catch my breath. And I'm still standing here, and you're miles away. And I'm wondering why you left. And there's a storm that's raging through my frozen heart tonight. I hear your name in certain circles, and it always makes me smile. I spend my time thinking about you, and it's almost driving me wild. And it's my heart that's breaking down this long distance line tonight. But I ain't missing you at all. Since you've been gone away, I ain't missing you at all. No matter what my heart might say, well, there's a message in the wire, and I'm sending you this signal tonight. You don't know how desperate I've become, and it looks like I'm losing this fight. In your world, I have no meaning, though I'm trying hard to understand. And it's my heart that's breaking down this long distance line. But I ain't missing you at all. Since you've been gone away, I ain't missing you at all. No matter what my heart might say. And there's a message that I'm sending out, like a telegraph to your soul. And if I can't bridge this distance, stop this heartbreak overload, I ain't missing you at all. Since you've been gone away, I ain't missing you at all. No matter what my friends might say, I ain't missing you at all. See, I can lie to myself these days. I ain't missing you at all.
It is Decades, the acoustic version.
Baby,
Loving John Wayne's Missing You.
I ain't missing you.
It's a Decades exclusive right there. You won't hear that anywhere else.
I ain't missing you.
Joey Kramer. Turn it up. This is Decades.
All right, so Disney Plus is out there now, and, a lot of censorship, a lot of questions, and one of the episodes that is missing from The Simpsons is the Michael Jackson episode. So, our life is run by Disney. They own everything. Who knows? The way you make me feel, this is Decades.
Decades with Joe E. Kramer and another lost track from the 80s.
Things are clear in black and white. The living color tends to dull our sight like dynamite. Just imagine my surprise when I looked into your eyes and saw through your disguise. If we dare expose our hearts, just reveal the purest thoughts, that's when strange sensations start to grow. We are not alone. You find out when your cover's blown, there'll be somebody there to break your fall. We are not alone, 'cause when you cut down to the bone, we're really not so different after all. After all, not alone. Flying high above the sky, the patterns on the look simplified. A good place to hide. But on inspection of the dust, I came upon this thing called trust. It helps us to adjust. Just imagine my surprise when I looked into your eyes. I knew right then I'd never let you go. We are not alone. You find out when your cover's blown, there'll be somebody there to break your fall. We are not alone, 'cause when you cut down to the bone, we're really not so different after all. After all, we're not alone. Not alone. After all, not If we dare expose our hearts, just reveal the purest thoughts, that's when strange sensations start to grow. We are not alone. You find out when your cover's blown, there'll be somebody there to break your fall. We are not alone, 'cause when you cut down to the bone, we're really not so different after all. We are not alone. You find out when your cover's blown, there'll be somebody there to break your fall. We are not alone, 'cause when you cut down to the bone,
It is Decades. Joe E. Kramer. We are not alone. Carla DeVito. Probably one of the greatest movies to come out of the 1980s. I think we all agree as far as pop movies, pop culture, whatever you want to call it. The Breakfast Club. So if you go to Facebook, I do a lot of stuff on Facebook. If you go to Decades with Joe E. Kramer, there's a couple different ways. It's titled Forever. I got it all screwed up here. Let me go. Just as I was ready to go on, what do you know? Everything freezes. My page. Oh, you can either type in Decades with Joe E. Kramer, at Forever, at Decades with Joe E. Kramer, or you could type in at Forever 80s / Decades with Joe E. Kramer. Anyway, we got a lot of followers. I also have an 80s page. It says Forever 80s. You got all that stuff down. Anyway, I do a lot of different polls there about different movies, list a lot of different entertainment things. And thanks everybody who always is always participating, reaching out, talking on there, sharing stuff. We try to keep it pop culture, no politics. That's my goal. So I said, what do you like better, The Breakfast Club or Ferris Bueller Day Off? So, and you can still vote on this if you go to the page. So far, Breakfast Club, 57% said The Breakfast Club, 33% said Ferris Bueller, and 10% said both. So that's how it goes. If you want to go over there and vote, just scroll down the page and you'll see Breakfast Club or Ferris Bueller, and just type in which one you like better, and we'll add it to the tallies. But 57, 33, 10. $57 for Breakfast Club, $33 Ferris, 10% for both. So, all right, now it's time for me to be quiet because you know what's next? Non-stop, zero talk, decades 80s hits. The rest of the night, that's what you're going to hear as great music from the 80s and 90s without my voice until the very end. That starts in less than 90 seconds right here on The River.
Zero Talk Decades Hits. Start now.
In my dreams, it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. Yeah. Toss and turn all night in the sheets. I can't sleep. Night after night, don't know what it means. In my dreams, what can I say or do? You won't come back, we're through. I've realized too late that baby your love has turned away. In my dreams, it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. In my dreams, you're still by me, just the way it used to be. Calling your name, but you're turning away. Please don't leave. Running in circles, waiting to see you in my dreams. What can I say or do? You won't come back, we're through. I've realized too late that baby your love has turned away. In my dreams, it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. In my dreams, you're still by me, just the way it used to be.
In my dreams, I'll never be without you. In my dreams, there's nothing we can't do. In my dreams, I've never had to doubt you. And in my dreams, I'm still in love with you. It's true.
Dreams, it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. In my dreams, you're still by me, just the way it used to be. Still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains. In my dreams, you're still by me, just the way it it's still the same. Your love is strong, it still remains.
It's Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
Northeast PA's The River.
Right about now, you're about to be possessed by the sounds of MC Rawface and DJ Easy Rock.
Hit it.
It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight.
I wanna rock right now. I'm Rob Bass and I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone because I get stupid
stupid, I mean outrageous. Stay away from me if you're contagious, cause I'm a winner, no, not a loser. To be an MC is what I choose. Ladies love me, girls adore me. I mean, even the ones who never saw me like the way that I rhyme at a show. The reason why, man, I don't know, so let's go, cause
it takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight.
my name is Rob, I got a real funky concept. Listen up, cause I'm gonna keep you in step. I got an idea that I wanna share. You don't like it, so what? I don't care. I'm number one, the uno, I like calm. Bring all the suckers, cause all of them I'll stomp. Won't neglect, but I will protect all of my followers, cause all I want is respect. I'm not a boxer, but the man who rocks ya. A slick brother that can easy outfox ya. Cause I'm Bob, the last name Basis. And over mic, I'm known to be the freshest. So let's start, it shouldn't be too hard. I'm not a sucker, so I don't need a bodyguard. I won't flex, wear bulletproof vests. Don't smoke Buddha, can't stand sex, yes.
It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight.
The situation that the bass is in, I'm kinda stingy, that's why I don't wanna win. A funky rhyme to a foe or a good friend. Now listen up, cause I want you to comprehend. Cause I'm the leader, the man, superior. I take curia and then you get wearier. So that's it, my rhymes are not counterfeit. The record sells, which makes this one a hit. It won't hurt to listen to Red Alert. Take off the shirt, make sure I don't hit the dirt. I like the kids, the guys, the girls. I won't get done cause this is raw-based world. I'm on a mission, you better just listen to my rhymes cause I'm all about dissing cause
It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight.
I stand alone, don't need anyone. Cause I'm raw, just came to have fun. Don't need friends that act like foes. Cause I'm raw, based, the one who knows about things that make you get weary. Don't cheer me, just hear me out. Cause I got the clout, shout. Before I turn the party out, I won't stutter, project my voice, speak clearly. So you can be my choice on stage or on record. Go to the Wiz and select it. Take it off the rack, give it back, put it back. I like the Whopper, the Big Mac. If you want static, so let's go. So, throw up your hands, go for what you know. Bro, I got an ego. Yo, talking to me? No. Oh, cause Robbers in the front, Easy Rockers on the back up. We're not soft, so you better just slack up. Cause I'm cool, calm, just like a breeze. Rock the mic with the help of Easy Rock. On the set, the music play. Only cuts the records that I sing.
It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight.
Alright now, Easy Rock now. When I count to three, I want you to get busy. You ready now? 1, 2, 3, get loose now.
Zero Talk Decades Hits. This is Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
Give me what you can tonight. Time is all we have to play. Tell me you can't live without me. Tell me every day by day by day. Day by day. Nothing lasts forever, only fades Show me some appreciation. Yeah, I can't stand anticipation. Ooh, day by day, day by day. Chance you gotta take, the price you gotta pay. Day by day, 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 woo, day by day.
It's Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
You can't go, boy. We've been over it 100 times, but this one's different. This time I'm not asking you what you think, I'm telling you. We're staying together. Whether you like it or not. Here we go! If you throw it
Zero Talk Decades hits. This is Decades with Joe E. Kramer.
Decades, Boomtown Rats, I Don't Like Mondays, Joey Kramer. We don't start playing Christmas music until after Thanksgiving. This is sort of parody of Christmas music, so I wanted to play it tonight. Loudon Wainwright III. It's called Suddenly It's Christmas.
Decades with Joe E. Kramer and another lost track from the 80s.
Suddenly it's Christmas right after Halloween. Forget about Thanksgiving, it's just a buffet in between. There's lights and tinsel in the windows, they're stocking up the shelves. Santa's slaving at the North Pole in his sweatshop full of elves. There's got to be a build-up to the day that Christ was born. The halls are decked with pumpkins and ears of Indian corn, dragging through the falling leaves in a one-horse open sleigh. Suddenly it's Christmas, 7 weeks before the day. Suddenly it's Christmas, the longest holiday. The season is upon us, it won't go away. It's a season, it's a marathon, retail eternity, and it's not over till it's over and you throw away a tree. Outside it's positively balmy. In the air, nary a nip. Suddenly it's Christmas. Unbutton and unzip. Yes, they're working overtime. Santa's little runts. Christmas comes but once a year and goes on for 2 months. Christmas carols in December and November too. It's no wonder we're depressed when the whole thing is through. Finally, it's January. Let's sing Old Lang Syne. But here comes another heartache, shaped like a Valentine. Suddenly it's Christmas, the longest holiday. The season is upon us, a pox. It won't go away. It's a season, it's a marathon. Retail eternity, and it's not over till it's over. And you throw away that. No, it's not over till it's over. And you throw away that. It's still not over till it's over. And you throw away the train.
All right, wrapping up Decades for another Saturday night. That is Loudon Wainwright III. Instead of Weird Al, I figured I'd play that one. That wasn't from the 80s. It was actually from 1992, I believe. But he's a folk artist. He's a comedian. He does a lot of parodies. And there is this show, this movie on, I think, Amazon Prime called Tree Man. And they talk about, it's actually pretty cool, all the guys that are selling trees in New York City, where they come from, what they do, the work behind that. And that song was featured in it. I haven't heard that song in 20 years, at least. But suddenly it's Christmas right here on Decades, and suddenly it will be Christmas very fast. We got one more week, and then we'll be hitting the Christmas tunes. Next Saturday night, John Parr will be with us. St. Elmo's Fire, Naughty Naughty. We'll be talking to John Parr next Saturday night. Then, of course, the next big thing is coming up December 20, I believe it's 21st, if I'm not mistaken. Saturday, December 21st. That will be our Christmas show, and Johnny Mathis will be joining us for yet another year. So I look forward to that. Hope you had a good one tonight. Thanks Rex Havoc for joining us for a couple hours here. 2 hours of Hairspray at 8. We'll get that up at decadeswithjoeykramer.com. Check us out on Facebook and all the other sites. And, of course, tune in right here each and every Saturday. Round the world, decadeswithjoeykramer.com, the Radio Bold app for your iPhone or Android device, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Amazon. Just use your Alexa and say 105 The River or Decades with Joey Kramer. Either one, I'll bring it up. And, of course, on the radio, The River, 105 and 103.5.